Hey, this is Jim McDonald. Welcome to episode 130 of the PowerCast. I am outside the, I would say, sort of world-renowned Tower Theater. This actually is world-renowned because sort of inside the same buildings were Tower Records, the Tower Records that no longer exist anymore, but except for a couple places like Japan and Ireland, that sort of revolutionized the world of selling records. Cool shit, cool records back in the day, and you had to be a cool person to work there, which means that they would never hire me. Anyway, I'm outside the movie theater because what we talked about this week has to do with a couple of movies that were made by Mark's brother, and a particular line in Bigger, Stronger, Faster, I'd rather be dead than average, that was attributed to Mark's brother Maddog. And the question of whether that's really true, whether you would really want to be dead rather than to be an average guy, and is there anything so wrong with being average? Mark and I were down at the premiere of Chris's next film, Prescription Thugs, and that was part of the Q&A, and it was a question asked by C.T. Fletcher that was responded to somewhat by Mark's dad. So anyway, we talk about that in this episode, and we also have a totally surprise call from Mr. Stone Cold Steve Austin and Chris Bell himself during the course of the episode. So enjoy this. I'm gonna go cut to the sponsors right here, but enjoy this episode.
Our sponsors for this episode: HowMuchYouBench.net, ThePowerMagazine.com, 8Man Strong at 8manstrong.com. Check them out for all your powerlifting apparel needs. Compex USA at ShopCompex.com. A better muscle stim device you will not find. Rogue Fitness at RogueFitness.com. We have tons of Rogue equipment in the gym here at Super Training, and we love it. And finally, we want to welcome new sponsor, Harry's Razors. What you're seeing on the screen is some of the cool stuff that they sent us a while back, and we really liked it. It's great stuff. Harry's offers an amazing shave at half the price. As a viewer or listener of the PowerCast, Harry's will give you $5 off your first order with the promo code PowerCast. Stop overpaying for a great shave and start the new year off right. Go to harrys.com. That's harrys.com at the link below, and enter the code PowerCast at checkout for your discount.
Who made us Mario and Luigi?
Probably Dan. I don't know. It's pretty good. Yours is really good. Mine isn't, because I'm not facing the right way. He's lazy. But Dan, yours is really good. It fits the face perfect.
Oh, yeah. You have a fake ear.
Yeah.
Live
fake ear, and I think his nose is coming out of the side of my head.
But you currently have a mustache, too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm getting killed being
Alongside
Mario.
Silent Mike and Jim McD, here's your host, Mark Bell.
I haven't heard that much obesity in a long time.
He was here Saturday.
Oh, good thing I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was here Saturday. I just left early.
Yeah, he was gone. You were gone by the time he got in.
Thank
I
goodness.
feel like we have a lot of extra space today for some reason.
Well, you know what's the final frontier?
What's that mean?
Space. Final frontier.
Oh. Outer space.
Yeah.
Is there an inner space?
There was a movie with Dennis Quaid called Inner Space. Yeah.
Didn't they have some sort of estimate recently on how big like the universe actually is?
Oh, how do they even
I don't know.
comprehend?
It was some sort of crazy math equation that even when they explained it, I was like, I'm still at square one.
Yeah,
I don't know what any of
makes
that
no
just
sense.
meant. I'm more clueless now than ever.
I'm slanging slangers. I'll be back in 10 seconds.
Yeah, what are you doing? You trying to fucking make some dollars over there?
Customer service answering fucking
Making
shit.
some money?
Running the world.
We're here on Martin Luther the King Day. We just got done doing some shouldies. And
If you can't tell.
we got another exciting episode of the PowerCast.
You can turn it off now.
Jim McD and myself, along with my wifey and a bunch of other mutants, went down and saw Prescription Thugs down in Los Angeles, California. And I thought it was a really good showing. It was, for some reason, I thought the New York thing was going to be just awesome, and it was really cool. It was a great experience, but this, I don't know why, but it just seemed better.
Better premiere?
It felt like
seemed a lot better. I don't know why.
I felt like there was so much stuff going on around us for the one in New York. It was kind of hard to concentrate on the film, and then
just even getting there and stuff was kind of like a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
trying to Uber your way around town and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And we had we had security for the first time in our lives.
Yeah, that was weird.
Which was,
shout out.
Yeah.
He listens.
Yeah,
What was his
listening.
name? Damn it.
Demetrius.
Damn, Jim with the fucking memory.
That was amazing.
Shout out Demetrius.
Mr. Bell, this way. Like, what the hell's going
So
on
you're,
here?
you're with me.
Then you're on the
Yeah.
elevator.
like-
Mike, he's got a cuff. He got a cuff.
Yeah.
That guy was awesome.
Yeah, that was
he
amazing.
He was cool. But and the first 20 minutes or so of the movie that takes you right back into Bigger, Stronger, Faster. Suddenly, the narration is written as if it's happening right now. So you get the impression of Mad Dog in real time again.
Right.
And then all of us were kind of struck by that stuff. So it was harder to pay attention to the rest of the movie too.
Yeah, the first time you watched it, yeah.
Because our emotions were pretty high.
Yeah.
This time, it really...
A lot of times you watch a film and something happens and then it sparks something else in your head and you start thinking about other shit.
Yeah, you daydream.
Sometimes a movie's so interesting that it makes you think further ahead about the film itself, or sometimes it just makes you remember something else from either your childhood or whatever, and you start to drift away. And I think that's kind of what happened to me in the first one, is I just started thinking about all other kinds of stuff, and I maybe got lost and didn't really pay attention to the film as much as I did the second time around.
A thing that's very different between the two movies, obviously it takes you back into the world of Bigger, Stronger, Faster, back into the family story, but this movie has maybe a stronger theme all the way through and a tighter line, a tighter through line.
It didn't veer as much. I think that's the issue with tackling the performance-enhancing thing, is that it is a fucking monster.
Yeah,
you
it's
don't
all
even
over
know,
the place.
Yeah, you don't know where. Like, is cocaine performance-enhancing? I don't know. Like, where do you draw the line? Is getting a doctor to assist you further? You paying more money to have a better bike or do this? And, there's just so many different routes that you can kind of look into. They went to the hyperbaric chamber, and they went into all kinds of different things.
They went to the San Francisco Symphony and talked to them about
calming anxiety medicine.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a heart medication, really all it is. But it does.
Yeah, the guy said it makes San Francisco traffic like a party, basically. And speaking of that, I got just crushed. I got absolutely fucking crushed and killed in traffic.
L.A.?
Yeah, we got there at like 4, I think. And I don't know why we thought that was a good idea. But
did you rent a car or taxi?
No, we just took a taxi. But that was the longest taxi ride of my fucking life.
Yeah, your wife said like 2 hours or something like that to get there.
To go about 20 miles, I think.
Did you fly into LAX or Burbank?
We flew into LAX. That might have been a mistake.
Yeah.
Oh, Cali? Why did you say so? Yeah, that was brutal. My wife and I lived in Los Angeles for a long time. I lived there for probably over a decade, and I remember that the traffic was a big, it was like a big part of your day. You're like, how do I plan? And you can't really always plan around it. There's just random people on the road all the time.
Right.
And then you're always like, why don't these people have jobs? But then you're like, I don't have a job either. I'm on the road too, so I guess here we are. We're all stuck in traffic together, motherfuckers.
Yeah, I flew into Burbank just knowing I hate LAX. I hate everything about LAX. I only fly in there if I absolutely have to. If it makes more sense. Yeah. But usually Burbank is closer to everything I'm trying to do.
Closer to Hollywood, yeah.
Yeah, and then my buddy, my past business partner, picked me up at the airport, and I stayed at his house, and he's out in Simi, so it just made so much more sense to be.
I was telling our good friends Bart and Gio, I was like, you guys are not going to stay in LA. There's no fucking way. I was like, you'll stay here for business, and you'll probably be in the area. Yeah. But once you have kids, you'll move further and further away. Yeah.
There's suburbs.
It's just hard to function. Yeah, I'm not saying you can't do it, but man, it's tough.
Their suburbs pretty nice actually. Like it's kind of like it's probably kind of like Sacramento.
It's like own community a little bit.
Yeah.
So you don't really have to go
and
outside
it's like
of there.
15 minutes away from downtown.
Oh,
kind of like I feel like Sacramento. Like kind of all of us. Jim's a little closer to downtown, but me and Mark are both like 15 minutes out. So you can go downtown. Not that our downtown's anything compared to LA, but same idea.
It isn't at the moment. We'll see what happens.
I lived in a lot of different spots in LA, and when I lived near the airport, I lived kind of in El Segundo. It's where I left my wallet. But El Segundo is kind of a cool area. It's like I would say it's a little easier to get to places especially if you're not really going inland. If you're staying along the beach cities, it makes it fairly easy to get to all the different spots. Even though there is traffic, there's a lot of different routes you can go. You start to kind of master those routes.
Probably depends on job, like you said, right?
But it's like you're like playing a fucking video game.
Yeah,
you know,
trying to avoid shit.
You're trying to get past everybody. It's like you're trying to get pole position on everybody, trying to fucking veer in front of everybody and dodge in front of everybody, and it's like a battle every time you're on the fucking road.
Yeah, that's true. When I lived down there, I was like in Westchester, so real close to the airport.
Yeah,
and then down in Seal Beach.
Being close to the airport is like a blessing, you know, when you live in that area.
Yeah,
it's a real nightmare getting in and out of the airport.
Semi-segue. Yeah. We'll be there Saturday, Sunday. This Saturday, Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, but not hanging out with people.
We're not hanging out with people.
So,
we'll be hanging out with people,
January
just not
23rd?
people.
20, yeah, we're there 22nd, 23rd, 24th. 23rd and 24th is the LA Fit Expo.
That's where you can find us.
Number 624.
That's where you can find us.
But we'll be doing a spatial podcast from down there on the 22nd. And we so far have a verbal agreement from DLB. Hopefully they can make it. It's LA, so you never know what the hell can happen.
My understanding is that they announced it on their channel.
Well, there you go. That's fucking awesome.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just heard that yesterday.
There's some good people, and I really just am excited to get to talk to them and get to know them better. You know, I only see them at a show for 5 seconds, and they got the biggest goddamn crowd you've ever seen in your life.
They got women crying.
Yeah, they got people crying to meet them, and it's just awesome what they've done and what they're able to continue to do. So it'd be great talking to them, and we're also working on a few other peeps. We'll keep working on it, but hopefully we can bang out 2 or 3 podcasts. We'll also have the ability to for people to call in, which would be fun.
Yeah, so make sure you get us on Twitter. Mark Smelly Bell, Silent Mike with 2 Ks, Jim McD, STTV, and then also samesies basically on Instagram, because we'll be announcing the phone number to call in live, and we'll answer questions.
I hope somebody's going to be screening this. That's all
No, it'll be funnier without it, I think.
How small is your dick? How bad could it be?
Yeah,
you know?
we'll just hang up on it.
That's a good question.
I think the only bad thing is if they call and they can't talk.
Mark Bell, you're a sellout.
Yeah, that would be the funniest. Yeah, that would be even funnier.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of those. Who cares? Those are great.
The only issue will be when they can't speak well.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Or they're stuttering. Or
what are you saying?
Somebody from Super Training calling?
Yeah. Hopefully none of our teammates call. Bunch of morons.
Hey, it's totally possible they will, though. How are we going to stop them?
Some of the topics that came up during Prescription Thugs, which I think is in how many theaters is it going to be in?
The last heard was 25, starting January 22nd. Yeah,
and a pretty good variety of cities I saw.
Video on demand and iTunes.
And I guess you can check out Prescription Thugs' Facebook page. Would probably be the best way to monitor where it's all going and stuff.
Not to insult our audience in terms of their spending habits, but here's the thing. If you like the idea of people making movies like this, don't wait for it to come around on Netflix later in the year. Fucking buy that thing on video on demand or iTunes or something and support it, because, I mean...
Chris, that's a good point. I don't think people understand the value. You know, the guy mentions it in Bigger, Stronger, Faster. It's one of the smarter things I've ever heard anybody say, period. He said, when you wear that Nike shirt, you're paying, you're basically paying to like vote for Nike.
Right,
you know?
Exactly.
And that was a really amazing statement, I thought. I think that's pretty cool, and I think that's the way that people should be valuing their own dollar when they spend it, that it's going towards something that they want to participate in. They want to be part of, and they want to see more of.
That's why the three of us, not only podcast, but life or sports or YouTube or whatever, we try to align ourselves with people we believe in and things that we believe in, you know? And we're not just like pumping out supplements left and right. We were talking about this earlier. Not telling you this pre-workout's going to change your life or this creatine's going to make you bench 400.
I pay Mike $5 a month because I believe in Silent Mike.
That's it. And you guys can do the same. My PayPal is.
Oh, yeah. You have a GoFund it now, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to buy new sneakers.
Yeah.
So I need at least $5,000.
New Jordans.
Yeah. So I need $5,000.
New to you. Classics, but new to you.
Please help Silent Mike. He twisted his ankle playing Black Ops. He was playing against Marcus, and he got excited, and he fell off his couch.
Yeah, and I need a new controller because I threw it through the window.
How much do you need for the MRI? $700.
MRI is $7,000. The controller's $700, and then I need something with this mustache. I need some help. So however you guys can deal with that.
Yeah. See. He needs all kinds of help. Just send the guy some money.
I'm just asking for a little bit of money. That's all, and your firstborn.
Yeah, I don't know why that's a
I
issue.
don't know. That's kind of kinky. Is really what that.
But some of the issues or some of the things that came up in the Q&A that was run by, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, Joe Manganiello. Manganiello.
Is he a vampire? Is that who he is?
He's a werewolf.
He's a wolf. He's
a
a werewolf.
He's
a scary motherfucker. He's a werewolf.
He's a stripping werewolf, right?
Oh yeah,
6'5", but
he's handsome.
But most of our audience will know him as Mr. Sofia Vergara.
Yeah.
She's like the hottest shit right now. Yeah, I'm not really into like that Hollywood stuff.
But that show was great though. That show,
True Blood.
Yeah. Modern Family is what she's on.
Yeah.
I've never seen Modern Family. I've seen like the first.
You should
season
watch
of True
Modern
Blood.
Family. It's funny.
Very funny.
But I have seen Magic Mike at least 10 times.
And she's just such a diva on Modern Family that it's amazing.
It's supposed to be funny. I've heard.
And she's always yelling at everybody and stuff.
She's pretty good looking. He's pretty good looking.
Yeah, she's got huge cans.
Yeah,
Amen for that.
She does. And they have a kid. They have a kid.
That's probably a good looking kid.
But the thing that surprised me during because he ran the Q&A, and the surprising thing to me was that he said that he was at the premiere of Bigger, Stronger, Faster.
Oh yeah.
That blows my mind.
Yeah, nobody knew who the fuck he was.
No.
Wait, he wasn't popular at the time.
Well, I mean, he was a little bit. He
Yeah.
had done stuff, but I
Not
never
on
have guessed.
Not on the True Blood level.
Another good point is, how long has this guy lived in L.A. for? How long has this guy been an actor for? And how the fuck old is he? He's probably 40, right? Or close. He's
probably close to it.
somewhere between 38
He's got
and 42.
that salt and pepper going, yeah.
Yeah, he's somewhere between 38 and 42, I would imagine. And the point is that no one ever heard of him until more recently. And the point is, I think a lot of people are kind of waiting for this big break, but this guy's been out there doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
And it takes a long time to fucking look at how old Harrison Ford was in the first Star Wars.
Yeah. That's what I'm still going for.
30 something.
Han Solo.
Yeah, I'll be the new Han Solo.
Yeah, you got to keep busting your ass. There's a lot of people in LA kind of fighting for the same positions, and it might take you more than a year, or 5 years, or 10 years to break through the way that you want to. But anyway, yeah, he ran the Q&A, and I actually went to blow up the bathroom real quick before the Q&A started, and I didn't see him there. Andy and I were
this is getting weird.
Andy and I were actually sitting in some seats that were. It said Joe Manganiello right next to us, but he wasn't sitting there. And so I went to go use the bathroom, and it was real dark at the bottom of the stairs in the movie theater. And I just hear someone say, "Hey, Smelly, thanks for the slingshots." Because I think Mike sent him out some slingshots a while back, but I couldn't see who it was. And
I didn't know he was that big. Would you say 6'4", 6'5"?
Yeah.
5, yeah.
Yeah. I think I probably sent him the right size still because I'm pretty good. But
Yeah.
I just don't know he was that. That's fucking tall.
Yeah.
That's not your average human.
Yeah. And, I just didn't even know who it was. I was like, "Oh, cool, man. All right. See you in a little bit."
39.
Oh,
We're
my
getting
God.
a phone call right now.
Let's try it. Hello? How you doing, man? I'm actually in the middle of a podcast right now. We got you live on the air. Yeah. Yeah, not a whole lot. We're actually going down to L.A. This weekend coming up, and we were hoping to get you on the podcast, but I think you said you're traveling, huh?
Yeah, man, that's why I was calling. I think my wife says we're going on it's a kayfabe trip. So I think we're leaving on the 21st, 22nd, 23rd. What days you guys gonna be in town?
We're in town on the 22nd, and that's when we were trying to do the podcast.
Dude, I think I'll be gone by then, but
Son bitch.
When she gets back, I'll ask her and make out for sure, because I think I'm going to be gone, but I wanted to do your show, and I'll see if I can do my show again, too. So,
Yeah.
What are y'all pulling out to head back to Sacramento?
Yeah, we'll be coming back to Sacramento, I think, the 24th? 23rd, on the 23rd, yeah. And we'll be back up here for a little while. So it'd be good to have you come up to the gym and check it out,
Do something. Well, let me check with her and get the schedule, and I'll send you a text message or whatever, what my dates out are going to be. Love to the show. So anyway, I'm just trying to stay in touch with you, and
Yeah.
I'll give you a call if I'm
Hey,
able to do it.
listen, man, the bottom line, the bottom line, but the bottom line is there's some people up here that need a fucking stunner. They need it. They're not working out hard enough. They're not training hard enough. They need a goddamn stone cold stunner.
Yeah, and I need a little bit of deadlift technique, so we can
trade out.
An exchange.
Yeah, an exchange. There you go.
Yeah, and then Silent Mike can teach me how to moonwalk.
Oh, we can get a little bit of dancing going.
Yeah, get some dancing tips going. Hey, if you wouldn't mind, can you say that you're listening to Mark Bell's PowerCast, and that's the bottom line?
Hey, this is Stone Cold Steve Austin, right here at 316 Gimmick Street. I listen to Smelly Bells. What's it called? The Ironcast?
PowerCast.
Man, I already messed it up. Let me do a redo. Hey, Steve Austin, coming to you from 316 Gimmick Street. I listen to PowerCast by Mark Bell for all the latest 411 and lifting tips, and that's the bottom line. Why? Hell, because I said so.
Amazing, as always, man. I can't wait to catch up to you.
Have a wonderful podcast, and let me get out of your hair, and I'll call you or send you a text message and see if I can make the show or not.
Awesome. Thanks. I look forward to it.
Take care, guys.
See ya.
Thanks.
And
Well, that was amazing.
And that's the bottom line. Because I said so.
That was hilarious.
That was
all the
great.
wrestlers are hitting me up lately. They must be fired up. Oh, it's WrestleMania's coming. They get all jittery.
Where's that?
It's not till March. I don't know where it
Should we
is.
go?
Last year it was here.
I know we missed it. I think you
Last
were
year it was
traveling.
here in San Francisco. But
I
yeah,
don't
it was
know
at
what
the new
we're- let's
stadium.
see
Dude, last year was supposed to be nuts.
Yeah, I heard it
I
was.
think The Rock, Ronda Rousey, everybody was there.
Oh, Ronda Rousey getting involved was amazing. That was the coolest part.
I think The
thought.
Rock's getting involved again, he said.
The only reason the wrestling purists, they don't always like that kind of stuff. But I just thought it was cool just because, I always just think it's neat. Like when the women break through in a sport like that, now it's got all the dudes talking about it. Like that's just, to me, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Every once in a while you have like women's soccer. We'll get like a little flashlight sign, shined on it here and there. They have to win the Olympic gold medal for that to happen.
World Cup or some shit.
But yeah, whenever that kind of breaks through, I always think that's cool. And Ronda Rousey's definitely somebody who's bridged the gap,
April 3rd in Dallas.
Maybe we're going to Texas.
Oh my God!
I was just talking to Bart about going to Texas.
Oh yeah, what's he doing?
Nothing. He just wants to go to Texas.
Does he? He wants to just go deer hunting?
Yeah, he's into guns right now, but he's not into hunting yet.
Oh,
Geo.
well, yeah, he's from a gang.
Yeah. Yeah, they got.
He's gonna shoot a deer like this.
the gangster lean.
Yeah,
I forgot what.
That's
happened.
amazing.
We were talking about something. Oh, Boy Scouts. He was like, "Oh yeah, I was a Boy Scout." I was like, "Oh, did you go all the way through Eagle Scouts and stuff?" He's like, "No, joined a gang." I was like, "Oh, pretty typical."
him. It's
Wait a
so
minute,
weird.
Boy Scouts are not a gang?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
It's so weird because he's so nice.
And he's so nerdy.
He's
Yeah.
so not like he's nice to the bone. Like he's not like just nice just to be
No, he's a big
just
goofy
to be
kid.
nice because he thinks that like he can make moves around. Like he's just genuinely nice, and so
Yeah.
is Gio. They're both fucking super cool.
Yeah, they were at the premiere the other night.
Oh yeah, they were there. They were fired up. They were excited to be there. But what I was going to say earlier is, I didn't even realize that Joe was who he was because I just couldn't see because it was dark. But later on, he ended up running the Q&A, and you just when you watch people on TV, you're not really sure how they're going to actually be. I've never met the guy before. I don't recall meeting him at Bigger, Stronger, Faster.
You probably did,
because he was a quote unquote nobody at the time, right?
Like you said, go on.
He might
I'll
have
tell you
been-
what he'd done.
he might have been something.
He'd been in Spider-Man. He was Flash Thompson in Spider-Man.
Nice.
The
Tobey
first one.
Maguire.
The
But
Tobey
when he-
Maguire.
Really?
Yeah.
When he ran the Q&A, I was blown away. I'd never really have heard the guy talk before.
Yeah.
I just thought he was just some hot number who's a celebrity because he's jacked and that he got some good roles and good fortune moved his way. But he was super fucking smart. He was super intelligent. He knows Hollywood inside and out, and he was very insightful. And he actually ran the Q&A. It wasn't like he was just up there asking some questions.
No,
he literally
was-
ran the show up
Yeah,
there.
interested party. He wasn't just a face
Right.
up there.
I think there's a lot of celebrities, even just from watching talk shows, that are very good in movies or TV, and then they're being interviewed or they're on the thing, and they have no charisma. They're not that funny. They're really dry.
Yeah.
They're just really good at playing these certain roles or,
Right.
or
Like-
acting something out. They have no
That's-
personality of themselves.
That's what I hear about, like De Niro.
Yeah, maybe, But then there's others that are probably just gifted, like
Right.
comedians or just funny or just
Yeah.
charismatic on their own, and they can act.
So what he had done before 2008,
ER is pretty big.
he was on ER for a
Oh,
bunch
shit.
for a run,
really
and then he was on One Tree Hill at the time,
CSI.
like a regular. It looks like.
That's like a teeny bopper show, yeah?
Yeah,
But that was really big.
Yeah.
2.5 Men. He was on a show. Living on a Prayer. Never
Can we
heard of
just
it.
pause for a second?
Yeah.
fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin just called us.
That's so funny.
How great is that?
That's awesome.
And now we'll be waiting for a phone call from Mr. Vincent Edward Jackson, a.k.a. Bo.
And next,
I know. Anytime.
Dewey Johnson. Dewey Johnson?
Anytime now, the phone will ring.
It's
and
great,
gonna be Bo
actually.
Jackson.
Everybody on Instagram's like tagging us, like, "Oh, you guys," or like on the Rocks post, like,
Where
"Oh,
are
the Rock,
you, Bo?
you should get with the PowerCast." Like, no shit, he should. Where the fuck you at, Dewey?
Listen,
Dwayne.
I believe Stone Cold. I'm not even sure if this is a true fact or not, but I just think that Stone Cold has a winning record against The Rock. So just keep that in mind. I'm
don't
not
doubt
saying
it.
that one guy is better than the other. I'm just
Team
saying.
Rattlesnake over here.
Yeah. Remember he used to give The Rock those stunners, and The Rock would flip.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that?
No, he would like a dead fish. Just freak out.
Yeah, and he'd flip and he'd like hit to the ropes and shit.
He would freak out like a dead fish.
He used to get jacked up.
And
by
that's the
those.
bottom line. I need some deadlifting tips.
It's amazing that he really talks like that all the time. It's so funny.
That's just him,
You
yeah.
can either take the window.
Like, yeah. He's like, I'm going to the bathroom. It's like all like rough, and you're like, huh? Like all right.
Yeah.
The other guy that we know like that, John Anderson.
Oh yeah.
He's the same voice all the time.
Yeah, just a little.
I think when we have Stone Cold on the show, we need to have him like read stuff, like like as if it's like a commercial or something. Like read a bunch of stuff,
or even like a Dr. Seuss book.
Yeah, right,
Anything.
yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah,
The
it'll be,
cat in the hat.
yeah, it'll be amazing.
Yeah, that'd be really funny. Yeah, hopefully he's not going on his cruise or wherever the hell he's going. We can get him this Friday.
Yeah.
I should point out that Manganiello's character's name in Magic Mike was Big Dick Richie.
Now.
That's a hell of a name. I mean, you're 6'5". He's got to have something. He's banging the hottest chick in the world.
Yeah.
I should point out that my nickname's just Smelly. Thanks.
Little Dick Smelly.
Yeah. Little
Little
L-I-L.
Smelly.
Yeah.
Like Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Jesus Christ on a cross.
Maginello really has it
sorry.
rough.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
There goes 5 more subscribers.
I know.
There we go. Anyway.
It looks like he's praying for Superman, actually. Look at that.
Yeah, what's Superman doing? Kryptonited out? He's all dead?
Superman
I couldn't get him to stand up again. His feet are too weird now.
busted his
feet.
ankle.
Yeah. But, so in the Q&A the other night, our good friend C.T. Fletcher.
Yeah, did he go to the premiere too?
Yeah, he was there. He made his presence known because he asked a question. That Mad Dog in Bigger, Stronger, Faster.
I'm pretty pissed, actually, about C.T. Fletcher. When he started talking, I started doing the math. And you know where I fell to? So it appears that Mad Dog is number 2 on his list. And it appears that Boar has somehow moved into number 3. And it appears that I'm 4th in terms of the Bell family.
Oh, he likes your dad. Yeah.
And my dad's number 1.
Yeah.
I got fucking screwed.
Yeah.
I wish he never saw that movie. I think I was number 1 in the beginning of the day.
Yeah.
Then he watches that movie, and I just fucking slide down the hill to 4th.
Yeah.
Your dad killed it in the Q&A.
Oh, my
At the
dad's
end,
awesome.
the stuff he said at the end.
Yeah.
I know that they were
My dad
recording
talks
that.
to me like that every week.
Yeah. he came over.
Every week, it's like these epic speeches. I'm like, there should be music playing during
Yeah,
this.
record him.
Yeah, that's amazing.
He came over and talked to us.
Yeah, I saw him talking to you forever.
Yeah, for a long time. My friend Anthony went with me. Was pretty starstruck, honestly,
that's cool.
He's not really a lifter, but Bigger, Stronger, Faster is just one of his favorite documentaries of
that's
all time.
awesome.
Yeah.
So meeting
That's
Chris was cool. We took a picture with Chris. I never take pictures with Chris. I never
Mm-hmm.
take pictures with anybody, honestly.
You're right.
Except you clowns. But other than that,
Just because you have to.
I have to, yeah. But anyway, C.T. Fletcher asked the question because Mad Dog.
Fuck average.
Yes, exactly. Mad Dog is quoted in Bigger, Stronger, Faster, and we talked about it. It's talked about a little bit in Prescription Thugs as saying, "I'd rather be dead than average." It's like, well, as your dad said, what's wrong with being average?
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, my dad points out in Prescription Thugs, there's kind of I guess you'd say like a lost Mad Dog interview. And my dad talks to him about, kind of picking up the pieces and just almost like my dad's kind of just saying, hey, you know what? Like, you'd be a lot better off average because it seems like you're going to die.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of the speech that he gives him, like it seems like this unbalanced lifestyle that you're living of trying to reach quote unquote greatness is, costing you your life, and it's not getting you. And even if you are to reach, greatness, you probably won't be happy with it, because my brother was, unhappy with himself. But I thought something that was really good that my dad said in the Q&A that didn't say in the film. And my dad is very religious, and he didn't want to try to come off as very religious, but he ended up coming off very religious.
It happened, whatever.
Yeah. He just is the way he is. He believes in God, and he believes in a lot of the stuff that he learns in church and the stuff he's learned from the Bible to be valuable to everybody. And that's just what he likes to share. So, he said, love God, love other people, and make an impact. And you can kind of make any three of those. You can change that around a little bit, but he just kind of felt that that's the way a lot of people should be kind of living their lives, and not necessarily I guess being so self-absorbed.
Yeah.
And worrying about worrying about yourself being great, and yourself achieving these things that may, for lack of a better term, just cause you a lot of fucking anxiety, and cause you a lot of problems, and cause you to almost be assured that you're a loser and a failure every time you fall short of that,
Right.
Yeah, I think it's true with any addict, and all of us have some kind of addict in us, or any extreme natured person, or someone who's very, I guess, goal-driven, or very fixated on one thing. Whether that's to be famous, or to squat 12,000 pounds, or whatever, you have some kind of addiction or some kind of extremist in you.
Right.
Is that you don't have a sense of satisfaction.
I can't
when you're
get no
satisfaction when you
new song.
whether you accomplish something or you don't.
Right.
It almost doesn't matter. That's why I talk about powerlifting not being much of a sport for me, because whether I know I'm not going to show up.
What would have changed if you squatted 600?
Nothing. I wouldn't feel any better or any worse.
Right.
Right. And it's not the only thing that
and 611 would be the next goal anyway.
And it wouldn't make me happy or sad. The only thing that would make me really happy is if I randomly squatted 1,000 pounds. But that's never going to happen. No. If you randomly wake up and you can do something you've never done before.
Yeah.
But that's just and I think that's probably the same with whether it's quote unquote being famous, or quote unquote being successful, or quote unquote being great. Once you get there, you probably just want more. Even I don't know about Joe Manganiello, because he might not have that kind of weird, unsatisfied personality. But all right, he was a fucking star in True Blood, and he's a star in Magic Mike, and he's like, well, fuck that. I want to be the star on this and that, and I want to be this guy, and I want to be a superhero, and I want to, there's no end, which is
Right.
I think good to actually be successful. If you're never satisfied, you're going to still always be hungry.
Yeah.
But it's also probably not always healthy.
Sometimes people talk about it's not just good enough to show up, and I kind of disagree with that. I think one of the greatest achievements I've ever had in any sort of sporting endeavor is that I played football from the time I was about 14. And I never missed a practice, I never missed a game, and I had just as many bumps and bruises as everybody else. This hurt, that hurt.
Yeah.
And not like some sort of, fucking warrior or anything crazy, but I decided to play football, and so I tried to play the best I could. And I tried to show up every day. And it wasn't great. I was good. I lifted enough to make myself better and give myself a better opportunity, and I ran and I trained for it and stuff to give myself an opportunity to be okay. But I wasn't fucking awesome at it, and I just did the best I could with it. And that's one of my proudest moments. Is just to simply get there every day. Meanwhile, you got everybody else complaining. A lot of people dropping off. They don't have the grades for it. They pulled their hamstring or this or that. They're sitting there with an ice pack, or they're in the trainer's room getting their ankle taped, and I just tried to make it every day. That was the goal. I'm just going to be here every day and just try to work hard.
Yeah, that's where powerlifting does translate to everything. If you just show up to the gym, you're going to get some amount of work done. You don't have to do a 5x5 at 80% for the rest of your life. But if you show up to the gym 4 times a week for the next 10 years, try to stay healthy, and you'll get better.
Right.
You'll look better.
You may not accomplish everything that you set out to do every single training session.
Right. But in the long term, you will improve.
I actually would say that I achieve what I'm set out to do in a training session probably once a month.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Because I end up in a lot of different places, and I, to be honest, care more about other people than I care about myself most of the time. not all the time, but most of the time.
Well, I mean, to go back to your earlier point about, be concerned about personal success and achievement and all that stuff. Like if you're thinking about you want to achieve something because in some way you're going to be able to help somebody else, I don't think you can ever be wrong.
Right.
If what you're trying to do is accomplish something so that you have the money to help somebody else, or you have a certain status that will allow you to help other people or causes or whatever, you're not going to be wrong.
Right.
That way. And I think that's maybe the thing that all of us are trying to say about not wanting to be average. That is a thing that we're saying about it. And you're talking about showing up every day. That seems so average, but in reality, a lot of people do not show up, and it is extraordinary.
And over a long period of time, it becomes above average.
Right.
If you show up every day and you try to do the things that you're supposed to, look, Damon is, in the military, he works in the Air Force, and he's in charge of a lot of people.
Yeah.
And he's got to reprimand a lot of different people all the time just for simply not going through the checks and balances of what they're exactly supposed to do all the time.
Right.
And so that's micromanaging, and that happens all the time, everywhere, in every office in the entire world.
Right.
That happens all over the place. You're going to have people that aren't, doing what they're supposed to do. So doing what you're supposed to do on a daily basis, to me, ends up being great over a long period of time, because consistency is really what you're looking for. Look at like Stephon Curry. The guy's just fucking on fire, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely on fire, doing shit that like no one's really done in a long time, it seems like. But if it stopped tomorrow, it's not as cool.
Yeah, right.
Because, Jordan did it for a long time, and Wilt Chamberlain did it for a long time.
Yeah.
And Kareem did it for a really fucking long time, and
Cal Ripken?
Yeah, Ken Griffey Jr. I mean, the list goes on and on. Yeah, Cal Ripken's a great example. He never missed a game.
He never missed a game. He wasn't stellar. He just was always there.
Yeah, he was always there, and definitely good enough to participate and be part of the team winning. You know, and I mean, I think that's kind of the point. I think people are always trying to do. If you look at it, a lot of times people are trying to do something great. Maybe at the end of a basketball game might be a good analogy. They're trying to do something great when really they just have to probably do their job.
Yeah.
And then the team might be able to win. Like if you're just trying to get a rebound rather than trying to make a three-pointer when you're not supposed to.
Yeah, do your job is something my high school coach yelled at a lot of people. We weren't like necessarily a huge school. We were very talented, but, someone like Smelly would be, the defender, the rebounder. You're not going to shoot the threes, buddy.
Right.
And just do your job. Know what you're good at and do that.
And if you get the ball, pass it.
Yeah.
Immediately.
And then if you do that, and then we have this guy that shoots threes, and I dribble the ball, and then we all do our job, then we're all going to be very successful together.
And you'll be happier because you're winning.
Right.
I saw The Big Short yesterday, and all of that happened because there were people who did not do their jobs.
Right.
I mean,
was it good?
Oh, it was awesome. It's really, really good.
My dad liked it a lot. I haven't had a chance to see it.
It's very funny. There's a lot of information, but it's presented in such a way that it's pretty easy to grasp, I think.
That's cool.
Is that a movie that's kind of documentary-like? Or someone told me that maybe it should have been a documentary?
Yeah, I think the Boar said that. But I think that in reality, they wouldn't have had the footage to do that. It would have been boring. This is so much funnier than they thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
They thought it was going to be fairly serious, and it's pretty hysterical in some parts. And then they have celebrities that drop in and talk directly to the camera and explain certain things, like Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah, breaking the fourth wall.
Totally breaking the fourth wall. Yeah.
Back to CT, he was kind of just reiterating, he was saying, fuck average, that's his saying. And he was saying, I don't see anything wrong with that. He's like, I really identify with Maddog. And he's like, I don't see what the problem is with it. I want to be better all the time. I want to be great, and so on and so forth. And I think, I guess the main thing that people don't understand about, again, I'll put it in quotes, quote unquote, being great, because it just means so many different things to so many different people, is that trying to be great is fucking maddening.
Right.
Trying to be great, trying to make a lot of money, trying to lift a lot of weights, any of it can be maddening. For some people, it comes a little easier than others, and that's just the way things go for some people, but it is not easy. And for every every task completed, you're a little bit screwed because now you have to live up to the potential that you've already shown everybody you can do. I think one of the guys that won, not the Academy Award, what was the awards that were just won?
Golden Globe.
One of the guys that won the Golden Globes, he was like, "Now I'm screwed." And he basically just meant like, okay, now I have to try to like do this every time.
Yeah.
Like he just shot Revenant. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
And he was like, man, we did it in freezing cold. And he's just thinking about how hard he worked for that goal. He reached that goal. And then how the hell is he ever going to duplicate that again? That's a lot of pressure. So he's going to have to find satisfaction out of something different. Like it might not be as great in everybody else's eyes, but he'll have to have his own sense of greatness, his own sense of satisfaction from whatever it is he does next.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's the true answer, right? Is you got to satisfy yourself. And that's what's
every day,
at least once. But that's what's gonna like make greatness, right? Because me being great in your eyes is different than me being great in my own eyes.
You're a long ways away, Mike.
Or success, a long self-satisfaction.
Right. Yeah, I think that's kind of the main thing with greatness is that I think that people are trying to be great in everybody else's eyes, and that ends up being probably where the problem is, and it just ends up being a true lack of balance. I know for professional athletes, rock stars, WWE. I would just kind of think about you're in WrestleMania, you're 25 years old, you win the fucking WWE championship, you're on cloud nine. You have 50,000 people watching you in a stadium going fucking crazy for you. People are celebrating all over the fucking place. Everyone's telling you what a good job you did. Backstage, you're getting, Vince McMahon's telling you great things. You just probably earned a few $100,000 in one night, maybe even more. I don't know. And then you try to go to your hotel room, and there's tons of women and tons of people all excited about what you just did. And then how do you go back home to your family, your wife, your kids? How do you go and just take out the garbage?
Or even more, how do you do that when you're 30 and it's not there anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you live this life for 5 years,
right.
4 years, 3 years, 2 years, 1 year. And then they always talk about NFL guys going into depression or rock stars going into depression or whatever after that because it's such a high and then such a low.
Right. Yeah. Or like Stone Cold, he's retired.
Yeah.
How do you retire? How do you fucking get away from it? Does he get this anywhere near the same satisfaction out of doing a podcast versus giving Vince McMahon a stunner in front of 50,000 people? There's no fucking possible way that that's going to happen. He may never feel the feelings that he had in the ring, maybe ever again. I mean, I know he'll get back in the ring because he always does, but it's you got to be able to fill in those gaps, and you got to be able to fill in those gaps without drugs.
Yeah, that's an important point. I think for him, I mean, there's no way he needs money at this point, but he knows that money is validating.
Right.
And so he continues to do things, create content and be involved in
he might as well capitalize on who he is.
He might as well yeah, exactly. It's like I said, it's validating.
I'm sure he's getting paid for just being himself, but on top of that, he might as well get paid more for doing things like a podcast and other things like that. But yeah, trying to fill in those gaps and fill in those voids. I think for my brother, he really lacked coping skills. I don't know if that's a problem with all addicts. I guess it was a problem for my brother Chris as well. I don't know, just being able to. I kind of refer to it as like taking some bullets. You got to be able to sometimes people are going to say some nasty shit to you. Or sometimes life's just going to kind of beat you up a little bit, and you got to be able to just take some shots here and there, and be able to kind of just like a Terminator, just kind of keep moving forward and keep trying to progress regardless of what society thinks of you, or even worse, what you think society thinks of you. And I think that's really the most damaging part of everything.
I think it is too. I think that you have to decide who you're going to listen to in your life too.
Right.
Some people's opinions don't matter at all, and most of them comment on YouTube.
Yeah, there's we've talked about it before. I think about and people ask us all the time, like, what do you do when you're not motivated, or what do you do when you don't want to go to the gym or whatever? And I think it's the same idea of taking bullets. It doesn't necessarily, bullets don't have to be negative, but bullets could be, okay, what do I do now that I'm not motivated? Well, and hopefully it all goes back to the root of what you're doing, is that it's your passion of whatever you're doing, and then you don't need to be motivated. You just know this is what I have to do to get here, A to B, and you just continue to make those steps. If you want to squat 600, the steps are you got to squat twice a week, 3 times a week, or whatever for the next year. So you just do those things regardless. There's always good days, there's always bad days, and those are kind of the highs and lows of bullets. But the issue is when you're chasing those goals that actually aren't your goals, right? Because you're trying to be famous or great in someone else's eyes,
right?
And then there's no passion or motivation, and then you're more likely to quit.
Exactly. Yeah, I think after seeing my brother Chris go through some various things, which you'll see, you'll see all that in the film. He still struggles, on kind of a daily basis of just he needs like validation. And I don't know what he needs validation from. I think we all need it. I'm not going to sit here and try to say that I don't need it. But he may, him along with millions of other people that are addicts. I'm not an addict in that way, so I don't know exactly what he goes through. But maybe that's very common amongst addicts. Period.
I think that something that's very common among people who are successful is not having the greatest self-esteem in the world too. And like it's always shocking when you find out that
that's actually a great point.
That somebody who you in your eyes should have all the self-confidence in the world. It doesn't.
Yeah. Well, they got there because they're trying to change something, right? Their life or their look or their...
Yeah.
Well, they also talk about, I've heard Tom Brady. I heard somebody the other day on Twitter, and I thought this was amazing. They're like, God damn it, I hate when Tom Brady makes me like him.
Yeah.
And I thought that was an amazing quote because I was like, it's fucking true. That motherfucker won't go away and he won't give up.
Yeah,
how can you not admire him? He just keeps fucking moving. How the hell does he do it? But one thing that Tom Brady said, they asked him about, he never misses practice and he's always trying to go hard and there he is, taping up his ankle. He's a sprained ankle. He's trying to practice. He's trying to just throw, just do a couple hundred throws, just to stay sharp. And they're just asking him why, dude? I'm sure you can take a couple days off. Belichick probably won't. He probably won't have a heart attack if he took a few days off. And he says, I don't want to lose my job. Which sounds completely insane.
Yeah.
But look at the position that Peyton Manning's in.
Right.
He could very easily lose it. I mean, now that they're in playoffs, they kind of forced to start him or whatever. But
it's probably the same idea as his job is his passion, and then he's done that for the last, 15 years or some crazy shit. And so he's just done it, and so he's not going to stop. 10 years ago, if he missed a practice, he's cut right away. Right. Now he could maybe miss 2, but maybe if he misses 3, he's cut.
Didn't he get his job from
Drew Bledsoe, lit up by the Jets.
Yeah.
Another thing that Brady said that I thought was awesome was they asked him, what's the most important Super Bowl victory that you've had, and he said the next one. So there's a determined motherfucker.
Fair point. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What do you think? So we got 2 weeks. I got Pats and Panthers.
It's unfolding in a way that I've never really seen before. There's just some interesting shit going on.
Yeah, well, Peyton did play, right?
Yeah. Peyton played, and he played pretty well, and the team won. And they also ran the ball pretty good and played some pretty good defense. But
so what we got this Saturday? We got Pats Broncos.
Peyton Manning has a losing record in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
And then Brady's like 20.
Lost 3 games.
4-3 or something. Yeah. Something insane. I can't remember, but something insane like that. He also has more Super Bowl or more appearances in the playoffs than anybody, more playoff games played and started. And he's just racking up some sick.
So it's Brady, Manning, and then we got the Seahawks, Panthers, right? Oh, no, not Seahawks. Panthers, Cardinals.
Yeah, Seahawks went down.
Yeah, Brady's in his fucking 10th AFC Championship game, by the way.
4 in a row.
Fucking, I don't even know. I don't understand what's going on. It's that in modern sports, that just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't really
happen. And all the different players that he's played with and everything.
Yeah, lineups, wide receivers. Has he ever had a wide receiver more than 3 years?
Yeah, it's rare. Yeah, it's rare for him to have any.
Or even a Hall of Fame wide receiver beside Moss.
Yeah, and Moss was really there for just 2-3 years.
In the end of his career, he played 2 good years.
Gronkowski.
Yeah.
Gronkowski is an animal, and
he's never had a back that's a stud.
The guy that fucking killed somebody, he was a hell of a tight end too. He was
Hernandez?
he was probably on his way to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
He's
Hernandez
just
was
in
really good.
Prison the rest of his life instead.
Yeah.
Hall of Shame.
Yeah.
Cam Newton, Tom Brady, Super Bowl.
I think that's where it's heading. I just don't.
People are hot on the Cardinals, man.
I would love to see Peyton Manning win another Super Bowl and then retire, just because I think the motherfucker deserves it. Like that guy, he's been shit on over the last year or so.
He has.
Everyone's just turned their back on him. They're like, he doesn't have any arm strength anymore. Everyone's just like, it's like, come on, dude, the guy's a legend, and everyone's like, you only won one Super Bowl, but I just don't see it happening for them. I think the Patriots, Bill Belichick is too good. Tom Brady's too good. They'll find holes in the game of the Broncos, and they know all the weaknesses that Manning has, and they're going to expose those. And probably in the second half, you're going to see that taller dude come in, and he might be able to spark the team. But
Osweiler?
Yeah, he's like 6'8".
He's pretty good.
Shit. He's really good.
Yeah, he's good.
They can win some games with that guy. He's really good. And then I just think it's a year, for the Panthers, who I don't think it's a coincidence. Do you think it's a coincidence that they used a slingshot?
I don't think it's a little obvious.
And they almost went undefeated the whole year.
Pretty obvious.
Jesus Christ, they're slinging them left and right. Thanks to Coach House out there. And, I think it's going to be Brady against the Panthers.
I think hopefully it'll be a good game. A lot of Super Bowls.
Now, that Super Bowl's happened before. The Panthers and Patriots have played before, I believe, and the Patriots came out on top. Is that what the game that it was? Panthers, Patriots. Yeah.
I have no idea. How long ago was
Panthers
that?
and Patriots.
That sounds about right. I don't know.
God damn, that was
Seems like the Panthers haven't been in a while.
2000. God damn, that was a long time ago. Maybe 2002. I'm just totally guessing. Who was on the fucking Panthers at the time? The quarterback was number 17, but I can't think of his name. There's some football fans listening right now going,
who are just dying.
I can't believe you don't know the name of so-and-so.
Can't.
They were in the Super Bowl, the Panthers. I know they were.
There's a Panthers in the 90s. Or a year in the 80s.
I'm at here.
Yeah.
Right here.
Where are they? I don't see them. They're in there somewhere.
Oh, it just shows who won and where it was.
No, it's back over here. It's both.
Oh, I can't even see that.
I
close.
can't read.
Philadelphia, New England.
Wow, I can't see. Oh, hey now.
That help you?
Philadelphia, New England. Maybe even up more. Denver, Green Bay. Now we're back in what? Favre's days?
Oh.
Yeah,
wait a second.
96.
Wait a second. Oh, hold on. The Panthers were in there somewhere.
New England, Philadelphia, Carolina, right there.
There you go.
2004.
Against New England. I was right.
Yeah.
32-29. It was a barn burner.
2004.
I wasn't too far off. I said 2002.
Hey, look at that. Arizona was there in 2009.
And that's when, 2002, Brady beat St. Louis. And
was that Warner?
Yeah. Kurt Warner. But Kurt Warner won a Super Bowl. Where's his win?
Right there. 2000.
2000.
That was a hell of a team.
Oh, yeah. Remember that game against the Titans?
Was
And the guy got tackled right on the 1 yard line.
Is that the wrong name?
That's the wrong name. Marshall Faulk.
Falk is what I was thinking about.
Greatest team on turf.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
The greatest show on turf.
Yeah,
there you go. I'm fucking it up left and right. There's like an Austin Baumgarten listening right now.
Oh, yeah.
Who's dying.
Who's so mad that I got everything fucking wrong right now. I used to be like fucking nuts about football. I used to know everything about it, but I've lost my touch.
Yeah, I used to be like that with basketball. I don't know shit anymore.
Nothing.
Next time we talk NFL, we should just have Austin come in and just be our resource.
Yeah, he can just tell us.
Tell us when we're stupid.
Fucking kid draws up plays and shit. He's like got all these, and he'll tell anybody, even people that won't listen,
that don't even know what a football is.
He'll show them anyway.
Yeah, he talks to the girls in the gym about football.
That's great.
That
always helps you score.
What do you think about the Rams going back to L.A.?
I know, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's happening, right?
I know.
I think it's pretty much done.
Yeah, pretty much done.
And then the Chargers maybe.
Yeah, Chargers maybe, and if the Chargers don't, maybe the Raiders, but maybe something will get done for the Raiders. I don't know.
They're building a Warrior Stadium, right, next to AT&T Park.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's spectacular.
I think it's 2017.
Yeah,
it's not that
How
far.
many Super Bowls is Brady? Is this going to be?
That's shit ton.
He's lost 2 Super Bowls because of fucking Eli Manning.
Yeah.
Which is pretty funny in a way.
Yeah, 1-2 lost.
He
And
lost.
then,
He lost in the playoffs a couple times to Peyton. So if it wasn't for the Mannings, then Brady would probably have 10 Super Bowl rings.
but he's been there 5 times? Is that right?
5 times. Oh, my brother's calling in. Might as well take this call too. See what happens here. Hey,
What's going
we
on?
got you. We got you live on the podcast.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we've had a real decline in callers. We had Stone Cold Steve Austin call, and then now you.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to step your shit up, Boar.
Really, really gone downhill.
You got anything good for us? What's going on?
Not a whole lot. I was actually calling to see if you watched the most recent Brian Shaw video I sent you.
I have not watched it
If
yet.
it was okay to post.
I haven't watched it.
It
yet.
probably sucked.
Yeah, it probably sucked. Everything you touch turns to shit.
You don't even care.
No,
You
don't even.
care about your own stuff.
No, don't even care about my own brother. We were just talking about Prescription Thugs, and we were excited about the premiere that you had down there in Los Angeles. We were fired up.
Oh, yeah. Hubby showed up with a date.
Yeah, I
That
did.
was kind of weird.
It wasn't shocking to me at all, actually. I was prepared.
It was awkward.
Yeah.
It was awkward.
Yeah. Well, when Cubby did the popcorn trick, that was where my concern started.
Yeah. Sorry.
Cut the hole in the bottom of the popcorn.
You don't usually do that when you're in the front row, but you know.
Appropriate for like the whole thing. So it was like a private screening, you know.
Maybe that's what he thought
I was-
private screening meant.
Unscreening my privates.
Well, the other guy did buy the popcorn, to be fair.
There you go.
The other guy had his private screen.
Yeah. There you go. There you have it. Well, we're going to be down there in Los Angeles coming up on the 22nd.
Is there this thing called the Fat Expo coming up?
Yeah, the Fat Expo will be there. Yep.
It's like everybody who's not in shape shows up to this thing.
Yep.
Worst.
Silent Mike's going to be there.
Yeah, Boar's going to be in the front row.
Leading the charge. Hey, let's all get fit.
Walk around eating Quest bars all day.
Hey, get your makeup ready and don't eat any carbs and do some cardio and get ready.
We'll get ready to blow it out. Those things are the worst.
Oh, yeah, all the free samples. Yeah, you blow your bunghole out.
Samples.
Who do you...
You know, it used to be cool because like there used to be like not that many kind of bars. Now there's so many different bars and there's so many different kinds of fiber they put in them, different kinds of sweeteners.
Yeah,
you
you're
know?
guaranteed to blow it out.
Yeah, there's so many ingredients now that you gotta deal with.
You got anything good for us? Give us a movie to watch.
Like, have you guys watched Making a Murderer?
Yes,
No,
I
heard
have.
It's good.
I've been watching some of it, and I think I'm through most of it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's a good thing to watch.
Have you watched?
If
you
you're
watched
looking to
Joe's
watch a
movie yet?
documentary, I can make a couple good documentaries. You know, there's one called The 7-5. It's about police corruption. That's a good documentary. That's on, I think, iTunes. You got to rent that one. That's a really good documentary about police corruption. But like, that should be a movie. One of these days, I think we'll make a movie out of that.
Cool.
So people should watch that because they'll end up making a movie out of it, and then they'll say, "I saw the documentary."
There you go. All right. Well.
Yeah, the 7-5 is about police corruption. Check it out.
All right. Stay cheap.
All right, keep it cheap. Thank you.
Later. That was a waste of time.
I hope he never comes on the show.
Oh, he's off the team.
He's very popular every time he's on the show.
He tries to get on the show all the time.
Yeah, everybody does. I'm not going to invite those people
It's
anymore.
kind of funny. Yeah. Oh, I thought I'd be on the show. I'll be in the area.
No,
Like,
get
no,
out of here,
shut up.
Boar. Yeah, shut up, Boar.
Yeah, we're reaching for the stars, and we end up with the boar.
Yeah. Yeah,
Or-
after The Rock comes on twice, Boar can come on again.
unless he sets it up, in which case.
Who did we shout out last time? We tried to get Bo again, I think, right?
Oh yeah,
We
Bo.
can do one more.
Where is Bo?
We can do The Rock. Someone's got to know The Rock out there. I mean, we have some connections, but someone's got to know him well.
Yeah, Dwayne. I know you're
Dewey.
listening.
Oh, here's one that popped up the other day.
The Rock is filming Baywatch.
Oh, that's right.
A new Baywatch?
Yeah, he's the new Pamela Anderson. He's going to be running on the beach in slow motion with his tits bouncing everywhere.
That's weird.
Gay watch. Gay watch.
That's very weird.
You were talking about Joey Diaz.
Yeah.
Joey Diaz is awesome, yeah.
One of our fans is his trainer.
Oh, really?
I think I saw that.
Yeah.
I think I saw that on Instagram maybe somewhere.
Instagram.
Yeah, shout out to that guy. Let's get
if we
Joey
can get
on here.
Joey Diaz on the show January 22nd in Los Angeles, that would be fucking awesome.
Shoot us an email quickly because we'll have 2 days to schedule Joey.
Right.
Give an email, Mike.
Yeah, he said he would talk us up.
It's all over Instagram. I think he was on Instagram.
Yeah, I think it's Instagram.
I have an email that's on Instagram.
Yeah,
you can email
I'll
that
read
shit.
We'll fucking read all that shit.
But yeah, we could.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, no, that guy is really, really fucking funny.
That'd be good.
Unbelievable.
That'd be very good.
I don't understand stand-up comedy. That shit seems to be like to joke around on here feels pretty easy. You know? But like to go up there and you got people just kind of like, all right, make me laugh.
Yeah, way hard.
It's like, oh shit, you know.
It's like it's kind of there's sort of two types. There's like people who are telling stuff from their own personal experience, and that's funny, or people who are observational.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
Ever notice that?
Yeah. And the way that they look at stuff is pretty awesome sometimes, and you're like, I have never really looked at it that way. You're like, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Sometimes you get insight from those people.
You got any questions for us, Mike? You said you might have had some older questions from a while back.
Yeah, we can whip out some questions real quick.
Yeah, might as well give people some information. Jesus Christ.
Close this bullshit out.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. It just makes me laugh.
Every time.
We'll get there.
Yeah, I've been watching Making a Murderer.
Everybody's ranting.
It's tough, because the way the thing's edited. Obviously, they cut out tons of content because stuff would probably be too boring and take you too far away from the actual real story itself. But it's a little hard to watch sometimes. You're just really stuck in court for long periods of time, and everyone is just so fucking stupid.
That's the problem.
That it just makes it tough.
My problem. Like the
and even the lawyers, even the lawyers are tough. They're tough to watch because you're like, and I don't know, they may have done a better job than what you're actually seeing, but it's like everyone just seems like there's a low level of knowledge, in the area.
Well, Avery and his nephew, neither one of them seem to be able to tell you a coherent story.
Yeah.
About what happened. Like, I think that the nephew's always saying what he thinks he's supposed to say. Like, he's trying to
the younger kid, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to get out so he can go watch wrestling. You know what I'm saying? And like, what? The first day that they're interrogating him, and he just has no connection to the fact that he seems to be confessing to being involved in a rape and murder.
Yeah.
Like, and then they're going to let him go home afterwards?
Yeah.
It's like,
all of it's so strange the way they ask him questions.
Yeah.
It's
very
don't know.
leading.
Yeah, I don't know. Like they give him a fact and they say that's what happened, right?
Yeah.
Then it's like if they just keep doing that over and over again to a kid who's he clearly has I don't want to say he's stupid, but he clearly has some issues.
His IQ is supposed to be like 69.
Yeah, it seems like he had a real rough go of it to the point where he didn't really seem to understand anything that was going on.
Yeah,
and didn't even understand the weight of the situation. I know if that was me and I was 16
at the beginning. Yeah,
if I was 16, I would be crying the entire time.
Right.
The entire time I'd be fucking hysterical that I'm involved in this fucking mess.
Yeah.
And I might spend the rest of my life in jail. I'd be flipping out.
Yeah.
The entire time. Every time they'd ask me a question, I'd cry.
Sounds too scary.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
I don't like murders. Freaks me out. What's your favorite bulking food?
Bulking food? Oh, man. I'd have to go with pizza.
Yeah, pizza and ice cream.
I fucking love pizza. But I do think like John Anderson's method of this is kind of a weird way to word things, but John Anderson has a way of basically he says lubing up his foods to make them go down a little bit easier. So he used to take, this kind of sounds really gross, but when you eat massive amounts of food the way this guy does, he used to just take like cream of mushroom soup and he would cook it with beef, and he'd eat it that way because it'd be easier to eat. And sometimes the meat that he was eating was fairly lean ground beef. So instead of it being dry, he wanted stuff to have some moisture to it.
I can get that.
So he could eat more food. And so that's a concept that you might want to try to embrace, is to try to Mike kind of is against using any sort of sauces or dressings, but if you're trying to gain weight and you don't really care if you gain a little bit of
dumping extra sugar.
Yeah, you just don't really care if you gain a little bit of chub, then you might want to throw a little ranch on stuff like that.
Pesto sauce.
What matters more, smell or the visual?
Depends on what are we talking about?
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Talking about food? We're talking about...
I have no clue.
Well,
if something just smells really bad,
it doesn't really matter what the visual is.
Yeah, that's tough. I'd have to say,
let's say
smell is more important.
Let's say if it's food.
Yeah,
smell. Smell 100%.
Yeah, although when something looks disgusting, it's sometimes hard to eat.
Yeah, but if it smells like pizza and it looks like Superman, I'll eat it.
Yeah. Well, if we're talking about pussy, then I have to say smell is going to be an important factor.
I think that's where he's going.
Let's not beat around the bush.
Important olfactory factor.
Yeah, I think that's where he's going. But can we expect you at the LA Fit Expo?
Yes, we've already covered that.
I said something about beating around the bush the other day, and Jake is like, "That's what she said." He came out of nowhere, and I was like, "What the hell?"
Oh my god.
Yeah,
it's great.
So gross.
Yeah, I know.
Gross little kids.
Oh, he's been killing me lately. Both of them have been killing me.
That's it. All these questions suck. What else we got?
Somebody asked on one of our social medias about like how to become a more effective trainer and all this stuff, and like we're kind of not the people to come to for that, but at the same time, I think that the answer is really simple: pay attention to your clients.
Yeah. Pay attention to your clientele. Like, actually listen to people.
Right.
If somebody says, "Hey, when I do this movement, it hurts my elbow," then get them to do a different exercise.
Right.
There's plenty
Figure something out. Yeah.
There's plenty of options. Or if somebody says, "Oh, last time, you made me really sore," the object isn't to always punish people. You want them to come back. But I think probably the most important thing is to try to have some different experiences and get to some different people that coach and that train people.
Yeah.
I spent some time with Louis Simmons and been around some other great coaches and trainers, and got to see them, what they do and how they operate firsthand, and that was an awesome experience for me. So that's what I would recommend anybody else.
Yeah, I'd say both routes. Get around more coaches that have done more than you, and get around more clients.
Yeah.
The more clients you can be around, the more experience you have. And then that's beyond like continued education of reading, watching, listening, but getting around coaches and getting more clients.
When you start to actually work with people, you start to really realize what's actually, like, what you can actually do and what you actually can't do.
Yeah, it's different than writing on paper.
Yeah, like you might think, okay, well, I'm going to do like this West Side Barbell program, and I'm going to have everybody train with bands or chains or do A, B, or C, or I'm going to have everybody do Shako or whatever it might be. And then when it comes down to it, you're like, oh, shit, I got a class of like 8 people, and that's not really going to work. That's going to be too slow. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have to take these people, and I'm going to split them up.
And these people are normal people that have kids.
Yeah.
So you can only be in there an hour. They got to fucking wake up in the morning.
Warm up for 15 minutes,
yeah.
And people show up a little bit late. I mean, the logistics become a major factor, and those are all things that you can't really learn from anybody else. You got to learn on your own.
Kind of 2 keys in my eyes to be a good trainer is one, the knowledge of whatever you're trying to teach, whether that be CrossFit or Zumba or yoga or powerlifting, and then 2, it's how to deal with people and how to read people, which is the key to any kind of coaching, whether it's sports or not. Like, you can push little Timmy and challenge little Timmy, but if you yell and challenge little Danny, wonder why I chose that name. Little Danny might cry and fight back. So little Danny might need some more support and a good job even when he sucks. But little Timmy needs a, no, buddy, that fucking sucked no matter what, and then he'll fight better,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and just, inspiring people, getting people fired up, getting people excited, and just going in there with some energy. You might think that now you're giving things a good go, but try to even you can never pour too much energy into it. I think that'll radiate through the people that you're training, people that you're working with. So, put a lot into it.
Bada boom, bada
get
bang.
a lot out of it.
That's a great.
I think that's it, right?
That's great.
Yep.
Like we said, we'll be down at the Los Angeles Fat Expo, January 23rd and 24th. Booth number 624.
Check our Instagrams for the discount coupon.
Check our Instagrams for the phone number that we're going to have.
Exactly. That'll be funny.
We, like we said earlier, we had DLB and her hubby on the show coming up, and we are working on a few other things. I know that we're going to do a show ourselves probably as well. That way we can take in some more calls and do some Q&A type of shit. As always, fucking awesome. Multiply your hustle, multiply your muscle, and may all your shits be tapered. I'm at Mark Smillybell on Instagram and Twitter.
At Silent Mike with 2 Ks, Instagram and Twitter.
Jim McD, STTV on Instagram and Twitter. Follow the show on Instagram at Mark Bell's PowerCast, Facebook.com/SuperTrading Jim, and Twitter and Periscope at STJimSack. And we are out.
Remember to support those that support us and that support you. Shout outs to Rogue Fitness, one of our sponsors. 8-man, bunch of clothing from a bunch of powerlifters that love the sport. Also Compex USA, a stim machine to zap your glutes when you're in pain.
And Rogue Fitness.
I already said that.
Nice
I said that first. So you guys.
No, I was just
We're
pointing
actually
out.
listening to you.
And then howmuchyoubench.net for all your slingshot needs.
Thank you.
Oh, and Caveman, there's Caveman all over the table here, just so everybody knows.
Mark Bell's PowerCast is a production of SuperTraining.com.